Well, here we are, boys. We just arrived at a place we're listing here this morning, up at just up north of Yamba, area called Canoona, and we'll just head on in here now and have a look at this place. 1,000 acre property on the market and ready to sell. The property consists of mainly open forest and selectively cleared coastal forest country, and timbered mainly with narrowleaf ironbark. Very good stands of narrowleaf ironbark for fencing and yard building and so forth, as well as bloodwood and blue gum right across the entire property. There's a very good gravel access road, and the property has its own quarry on it, and they've used it on the road, which has made a very good open forest, and it's sort of like on the creek flats, a good black soil, very much available to the creek areas. Now this creek we're coming up onto here now is it runs pretty much all year round, and the vendors irrigate out of it as well, so it's a good permanent creek. As I said, all these creek flats are selectively cleared. If you have a look over there, you can see that there's a pump that can be moved around. They pump out of the creek, and you see the lay flat here that they can use to basically run a travelling irrigator or water the feed, whatever they want to do, and keep the grass nice and green, and or grow a bit of crop here. All would be very suitable and available. This is a portable pump here for pumping out of the creek. This is where that portable pump that I just showed you, they drop the foot valve in here and pump from here. I mentioned that it's good heavy soil along these creek flats and even back up into some of the ridges, but as you can see just there, that there's balar growing here, and that only grows in good heavy country and good deep country, so you get an idea of what the country. Just some of the last year's weaners or early part of this year's weaners, and cattle. This is very good female country. Females do very well in this country, perform quite. Now the homestead itself is all fenced off so that cattle and that can't get in around the house, and also around your sheds. And once again, looking back down over the creek from the homestead, beautiful big creek flats, and then looking at the homestead here. We'll go in now and have a look at the homestead itself. The homestead is a 3-bedroom homestead, low set as you can see, and has verandas all the way around the homestead, and nice, cool, very cool homestead, and set in a nice tree and landscaped area. There's a grid going up into the homestead complex area that then opens out into where the, as I said, the homestead is itself, as well as looking at the sheds. There's a machinery shed, as you can see just there. On the end of it there's a workshop and so forth, and then over this way there's a shed for a couple of trucks and so that keep the trucks out of the weather. A small set of yards just up at the back of the homestead here, and a bit more of the shed area there, all covered in, walled in and so forth. There's a workshop in the shed as well. This is typical of the verandas around the homestead, and we'll go in and have a look through the homestead now. It opens out onto a nice yard, landscaped yard and gardens. The homestead is a nice open plan homestead, kitchen, dining and living area, and all doors open out onto the veranda. As you can see, the veranda's out there and out into the yard. And I'll just take you through. There's the kitchen there, nice good roomy kitchen, plenty of bench space, plenty of cupboards. Fans in both the kitchen, dining and the lounge area. This is the lounge area here. Once again, quite a nice big open and roomy area, and the door opens out onto that veranda again. There's verandas on all sides of the house. Fan here and air conditioning there. Now the bedrooms aren't air conditioned, but they just use post fans for the air conditioning in the rooms. A master bedroom there with built-ins. Another bedroom there with built-ins, and another bedroom with built-ins here. And that leads then into the toilet and shower and a good storage area for linen. Very nicely set out. Just looking at the pergola area out the back here, and looking back from the yard, as you can see, it's really a nice, well set out yard. No flowers, just nice shrubs, easy to manage, good verandas on the homestead, and as you can see in the homestead, quite a nice, well presented homestead. I've got some wind noise back. But boys, this is looking out, we're just out the back here, and this country out here, as I said, the property's been selectively cleared, and in doing so, what they've got here is country that's been cultivated. This is a good heavy black soil here, and would grow almost anything. The vendor grows pumpkins, watermelons, and other cucurbit crops. And as you can see, once again, as I said all along, the property runs up along the creek. You see over there where they've been irrigating. The vendor's got a travelling irrigator that he irrigates with here. And I'll just zoom up over there and let you have a look at that so you can see what I'm talking about. But that was where they were growing a bit of crop just prior to the rain we've just had. Very good rain we just had just recently. There's been around about the 4 inches on the place. Here's a bit of cultivation now, getting prepared for a bit later on. That there, boys, that's a well, and it's been dug out around it so they can get down. It's been cleaned out, and it provides quite a bit of water. The vendor's not sure of the gallonage, but they irrigate from it, so it certainly supplies enough water for that. Still go?
No, you want to start picking them now.
This is a crop of pumpkins here, but the vendor grows pumpkins, watermelons, and it'll grow rock melons this country, you know, any of those cucurbit crops, and some of the other small crops as well. But very good crop, as you can see, and there's been plenty of pumpkins come off there. I mentioned before, boys, that bala that's all over this country. You know, anyone that knows anything about bala knows that wherever you see it growing, there's good deep soil and good deep country, and you can see there around that creek there's all good deep black soil, and it's a good self-mulching type black soil. It really, the vendor grows very good fodder crops, and would grow good crops to be very good for round baling and that sort of thing on these cultivation areas.